Yes, sir, Mr. President. At this point, we have Mr. Ruben Trevino for this month's facilities maintenance and operation report. Mr. Trevino.
Good evening, members of the board. Dr. Gonzalez. I'm here to present on the projects for the last month here in the district that we've been working on. Our first slide here is the Strides House, as we saw in the superintendent's report earlier this evening. This was a portable that was previously being used as 2 classrooms, which now facilities maintenance and operations has now turned into a full educational building that houses 3 different classrooms inside, as well as a full kitchen. In here is the interior of the house. You see the full kitchen, which is ADA accessible, with part of the living room, along with the dining area on the left-hand slide. The next slide is the former athletic building at Lincoln Achieve Early College High School. This here is the cake decorating classroom that is fully equipped with the learning areas, along with the teaching that will be taking place in that area. The other 2 classrooms within that educational classroom, and the 2 additional classrooms, are the floral design and the photography, which is three classrooms that used to be the athletic building previously. This next slide is the memorial cafeteria upgrade for phase 1. That is now fully complete, and it was used today for the first time. Everything went smooth for both breakfast and lunch at Memorial High School.
So the pit's gone?
Yes, sir. The next slide is the bleacher replacement at McAllen High School. Here you see the full set of bleachers on both top and bottom. We've now modified the area on the home side to be able to create a walkway space between the players sitting down, coaches sitting down, and the public can now go up and down the bleachers without having to go through the front of these players.
Actually had a parent complaint the other day that it was too cold in the gym.
It's a good problem to have.
Booster Club selling jacket.
That's right.
Next slide, please. The next slide here is the 3 auditorium upgrades that are still ongoing currently. They are at substantial completion. They're currently being used. The final components are coming through on the carpeting and some minor adjustments, but they're all now pretty much fully complete.
The only thing is, my understanding, you know, if all goes well, the painting at Memorial on the walls in Row.
Correct.
Later date.
That is coming. That will be next. Row and Memorial.
Thank you.
And we will be following the same color
Okay.
scheme as McAllen High School, except for the purple, of course, on the grates. The next slide is a picture here of the science lab upgrades at the 4 high schools. The 4 science lab upgrades have now been walked by the contractor, engineer, and FMO staff. We have a punch list that we are working on, currently completing within the next 30 days. And we are awaiting some additional stools that were sent back for some minor damage, and some additional science tables that should be arriving here soon. We also have intercom replacement projects going on. Milam and Seguin are substantially complete. Houston and Kathy are ongoing. The roof replacement at Achieve Early College at Lincoln is now currently going through the pre-construction meeting, so that we can start the project, get it off the ground. Surveillance systems at Fossum, Kathy are ongoing as well. Brown and Travis will be commencing, as well as the kitchen cafeteria upgrades for phase 2 at Memorial High School. For the month of July, we had 535 work orders submitted and 244 completed. And that concludes my report.
Mr. President, just a few questions.
Sure.
Ruben, I know it's hot outside, and you know, use my home example, the air condition works overtime, it's just the heat. Some parents have said that some of the schools were a little hot, and I'd probably attribute that to the time of year and so many people coming in, but I guess my question is, your staff monitors the air in our schools?
We monitor the air pretty much every day.
Okay,
As part of being proactive, first day of school, and an example was today, with the storms we had yesterday, we had, our staff was already, had already been scheduled since last week to come in at 5:30 in the morning, so all the HVAC, along with electrical staff, myself, we were up by 5:30 this morning, checking all campuses. Everybody was diverted into their areas and checked up on anything that may have been shut down.
Okay.
And we did have some chillers that had alarms
you did?
due to the
Okay.
lightning strikes and stuff, but they
Okay.
got corrected and they got going.
Any reports of any schools having any issues?
Not major issues. Of
Just-
course, on the first day, you know, back to school, you know, your typical doors open everywhere,
Right.
parents walking in and out, kids, you know, everywhere, teachers, you know, with everything open. So it's normal to have some hot spots, but later on in the day, everything kind of came to a halt.
Also at Lincoln, I noticed that y'all finished the upgrade for the teachers, for the staff development, I'm sorry, not teach, staff development. When's the parking lot starting on that?
We had the pre-construction meeting last week, and the notice to proceed will be issued this week to the contractor.
So sometime by mid or
We
early
expect
next
equipment,
year?
hopefully by the end of the week, out at the site.
No, I'm sorry, as far as when we plan on finishing.
It's a 120-day contract, so we should have the parking lot, weather permitting, by the end of October, beginning of November.
And also, and probably like, what, he's still in the room, is that room have capabilities to have meetings over there
For answer?
at the staff development? Because, for example, today we had a lot of people, and there's some people in the hallway, and we're not able to accommodate everybody. So I'm just curious, what's the capacity?
It's the exact same footprint of the previous room at staff development at Lamar. Once we have the parking lot in place, it should have about 220, 230 parking spaces, and we should be able to house 100 people in the one Texas room.
Okay, now, he's a little busy, but just a comment, I'd like to see if we can accommodate having our meetings over there down the road, if that's the will of the board president or what have you, but we're not able to fit everybody into the room during their last discussion, so it'd be nice to have. And then also on the ag farm, I know you've done, and by no means am I bringing this up because you've done tremendous things over the summer, so, and you've done wonders with our budget and what have you. On the ag farm, what's our plan for this coming year?
Right now, we are still working with phase one. We are pending one final approval that the process is going through the city as we speak now.
Okay.
And that is the only thing we are pending to be able to put the project out on the street.
And Mr. President, I don't see Norma, but I think maybe, or she reports to Ms. Benavides? Or Norma? To Jay? Oh, hey, Norma. What I had discussed in regards to the ag farm a while back about naming rights. If we can bring it sometime in the next couple meetings, so we can at least get that process going. And I know you have a lot going on with the scoreboard, so, and that's my last thing on the scoreboard. Yes, well, and if you don't mind, my last item is scoreboard, so if you don't mind coming up.
It's not a major.
Huh? It's related facilities. So we have one last payment for the scoreboard that over the last 5 years, we didn't spend one dime of any money from fund balance to pay
Not
for
one
that.
penny of district funds.
And you're going to generate revenue from that, right?
Yes.
So I also like to bring up maybe on the monthly report, Ruben, that's why I'm going to tie it into this. I think there's opportunity on the backside to put a screen there. Some of the school districts have that. You can advertise kids' accomplishments or what have you. So I'd like to at some point also discuss that formally, Dr. Gonzalez, to at least start that process too, once we pay off the scoreboard. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. President,
Sorry. Mr. President, I just want to comment that, you know, it was a very long, hot summer, and a lot of the projects were done by you and your staff. And Ms. Benavides and Mr. Trevino, I really appreciate you answering my texts and my calls and my inquiries, and then taking me around to visit all the sites to see, you know, what you all were doing. But I want to make a special note in Strides. bringing strides to fruition you know, we talk about dreams here at McAllen. That's you know, a lifetime dream for me and my family, my daughter, and for other families with special needs children, to finally see that come to pass, and allow these children to get a college education, even though it's a certification, but it's still a pathway to being productive lives and contributing to the community as they should and they do. But more importantly, that they have a place where they are nurtured and cared for and given respect. I really, really appreciate all the effort by all the folks, and whenever we have the unveiling of it for the community, and we're inviting, you know, the state reps, the state congressmen, everybody, I definitely like to see the staff there as well that had anything to do with putting that together in such a short order. I mean, it's a concept from start to finish in less than a year. That just proves when we work together, things get done. And that was a project that took 20-something years in the making, but in less than a year, it became real. Thank you.
Trustee, if I can add to that, because I know you and I were approached by a lot of these groups, and we facilitated those conversations with Dr. Gonzalez, and I see our special ed director here, and she deserves a lot of kudos for listening. But I also think it's an opportunity for us to go a step further too with the regional concept of job training, because there's still some students that fall into special ed that might get to that next step. And I know some school districts, Sam and I have spoken to people a couple years ago, and I think we're getting to the point where we can go to that next level. And there's money out there, federal money, state money, the county money, at least that's what they told us, Sam. That's what they said. So we'll definitely help facilitate, you know, it's beyond myself and Sam, but there's people out there. We have a lady that sits on a state committee for disabilities. I don't know the exact name, but she's offered to kind of chair that. But there's an opportunity, and again, I just want to echo, they said that we wouldn't be able to do it for a while, and they were oppressed, and a lot of credit goes to Dr. Gonzalez and all Miss Elizondo, Miss Benavides, Miss Elizondo, thank you. Thank you. That's it.
Mr. President, if I may? Sure. I wanted to echo and thank the Facilities Maintenance and Operation Department, Ms. Benavides, Mr. Trevino, thank you for your leadership. They do a lot, and we appreciate you all. Also, with regard to facilities, I did put out an announcement to all the parents that are at Fossum and Hendricks. There is some construction on Ware Road. So if you're a parent at Fossum or Hendricks and you're listening to the meeting, please try to get to the campus 10 to 15 minutes earlier to avoid some of that congestion. That would definitely help us out. So that was one. And then the other is to the Strides program. I remember when Tommy and his parents came in and they told us that they had gone to PSJ for an opportunity. And now we have a world-class opportunity for parents to come with their children and stay and come from throughout the region to us. So we're looking forward to a very, very bright future with the Strides program. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.